Azerbaijan is a country in the Caucasus region. A former Soviet Union country, it is also known as the Land of Fire. It was the first secular and democratic country in the Caucasus. It is a paradise for natural gas and oil. It's a place where you'll fall in love with the delicious food and clean streets. This is Azerbaijan, the homeland of warm and beautiful people. We spent 3 days in Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, observing life there. First, let's look at Azerbaijan's geography and history. Then, let's analyze the country in every aspect through our 3-day trip. Azerbaijan is located in a region known today as the Caucasus. It is east of Armenia, north of Iran, and south of Georgia and Russia. At the same time, the eastern part of the country borders the Caspian Sea, although it does not have access to an international sea. The country's population is currently estimated at just over 10 million. It is important to note, however, that around 30 million Azerbaijani citizens are said to live in Iran beyond the borders of Azerbaijan. In other words, 1/3 of Iran's population shares the same origin as the people of Azerbaijan. If you are interested in this topic, I recommend investigating the Tabriz region in northern Iran. The people of northern Iran have a similar ethnic background to the people of Azerbaijan. Some people even call it South Azerbaijan. The most populous and popular city in Azerbaijan is Baku, the capital. Baku is home to more than 2.5 million people. When we were there, the city was very lively and full of people. Baku is located in the easternmost part of the country, facing the Caspian Sea. Interestingly, Baku is also a city 28 meters below sea level. This makes it the lowest-lying national capital in the world. With over 2.5 million inhabitants, it is also the world's most populous city below sea level. Another important location in Azerbaijan is the Nakhchivan Autonomous Region. Although it is called autonomous, it belongs to Azerbaijan as a whole. Its ethnic origins, cultural ties, and currency are identical to those of Azerbaijan. This autonomous republic has a population of around 500,000 and its own governing council. A brief look at Azerbaijan's recent history reveals that this society has its origins in the Safavid Empire. Between the 15th and 17th centuries, the Safavid Empire dominated the area that is now Azerbaijan and Iran. The empire is therefore considered the ancestor of the modern Iranian people. After the 17th century, the Russians became more active in the Caucasus region. The Safavid Empire subsequently collapsed, and the Caucasus region struggled with the Russians until the 19th century. Following the collapse of the Russian Empire in the 1917 October Revolution, the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan was established, and the Azerbaijanis declared independence. However, this independent republic did not last long. In 1921, the people of Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia could no longer withstand the pressure and were forced to join Soviet Russia. Azerbaijani society remained under Soviet rule until the end of the 20th century and declared permanent independence after the collapse of the Soviet Union. This independence was followed by a territorial dispute with Armenia and a 30-year military conflict in the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Tens of thousands of soldiers lost their lives in these wars. Today, the Nagorno-Karabakh region is under Azerbaijani control. Abulfaz Elchibey was the first real president of modern Azerbaijan. He was a popular nationalist figure throughout the country. He was elected because he was a patriotic politician. However, he could only stay in his position for 1 year before being subjected to a military coup attempt. Following a series of military and political events, Heydar Aliyev came to power. The current president of Azerbaijan is Heydar Aliyev's son, Ilham Aliyev, who has held the highest political office in the country for 22 years. His wife, Mihriban Aliyev, is the vice president. Now that we have briefly summarized the geography and history of Azerbaijan, let's focus on our observations in Baku and some interesting facts about the country. Imagine that you have decided to travel to Azerbaijan. The easiest way to travel there from abroad is by air. This is because the Azerbaijani government has closed almost all land borders with neighboring countries. This decision may be due to military issues with Armenia, a lack of infrastructure, or economic concerns. The government may also want its airlines to generate revenue and contribute to the economy. Even its own citizens travel by air to nearby countries like Iran and Georgia. The taxi driver we spoke with said he could not bring cheaper goods from Iran or Georgia because the land borders did not permit it. While restrictions on transportation are annoying, the free in-flight refreshments offered by the local Azerbaijani airline were excellent. If you fly with Azerbaijan's airline, all 3 types of food are served free of charge on the plane. Even if you purchase the lowest price ticket, you will be served a main course and dessert, regardless of your ticket price. Some of you may think the tickets are more expensive because of the food. However, before we went, we compared prices with airlines in our own country that don't even offer water, and we traveled to Azerbaijan for the same cost. The stewardesses were attentive, and the food was delicious. When you set foot on the ground after the flight, Heydar Aliyev International Airport will welcome you, my friends. I had a chance to explore the airport, and I learned that it is the largest and busiest in the Caucasus region. The interior of the airport is designed with the highest quality and offered to the public. I don't know what country you're traveling from, but it's not difficult to enter Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan does not require a visa from many countries. If you need a visa, you can obtain a tourist visa in just a few minutes using these electronic visa devices at the airport. The cost of an electronic visa is 20 euros. When renting a hotel or house in Azerbaijan, I recommend searching for accommodations on more than one website. If you just look at interior photos of rooms like we did, you may be shocked when you arrive at the hotel. The outside of the building may be extremely old, and there may not be an elevator. For example, the bedroom, kitchen, and bathroom of the place where we stayed looked exactly like this. I must say, though, that it was extremely clean and modern. However, the outside of the building looked exactly like this. The hotel was located right behind Nizami Street, the most popular and busiest street in the capital city of Baku. They marketed the top floor of an old Soviet-era apartment building as a hotel. Then, you have to go up 5 floors without an elevator and carry your suitcases to your room. In short, accommodation companies in Baku may not post detailed and clear advertisements. After settling into your hotel, let's say you're hungry and want to try a local delicacy one morning. Bread and doughy foods are extremely popular in Azerbaijan. Bread is almost sacred to them. There is a traditional dough dish called kutab in Azerbaijan. It can be made with chicken, potatoes, or cheese, according to your preference. They drink tea or ayran with the meal. A portion of kutab costs an average of 8 Azerbaijani manat with a drink. Azerbaijan has its own currency, the manat. 1 Azerbaijani manat is worth half a euro, so you can think of 1 euro as 2 Azerbaijani manats. Some of the country's banknotes feature elegant designs. If you don't want to fill up on appetizers, there are also high-quality breakfast restaurants in the city. Azerbaijanis always drink tea with their traditional breakfast. Their tea is lighter in color, and each person is served in their own teapot. A variety of foods are served for breakfast, and a big breakfast for 2 people costs around 30 manat, about 15 euros. Some establishments also serve coffee after breakfast. They also serve Turkish delight and sweet sherbet with the coffee. Now you're ready to explore Baku. This is Nizami Street, where people of all budgets come together, and it's the first stop for almost everyone in Baku. Many famous brands have shops on this street. You will see plenty of clothing stores, restaurants, and money exchange points. The stones used for the street's pavement and the surrounding buildings make you feel like you're in a European country. The fact that Russia ruled this country for decades has given Baku's architecture Eastern European roots. You will see similar architecture in Georgia. Almost all of the buildings are light gray. The buildings' exteriors are wonderfully architecturally preserved. The interiors are used as shops or apartments, and the owners can customize them as they wish. Nizami Street and the surrounding side streets showcase Baku's center as rich and detailed as possible. In other words, the street extends no matter which way you turn. You should spend at least 1 day in Baku exploring this street and its immediate surroundings. The first thing that caught our attention was how clean the street was. The Azerbaijani government and Baku authorities take good care of their city. You will never see a puddle of garbage in Baku's city center. Not even the secluded side streets have garbage on the ground, and the roads are perfectly clean. The Azerbaijani government is working hard to increase tourism in their country. To this end, they aim to provide quality airline transportation and a quality city experience. However, they are still behind their biggest competitor, Georgia, in terms of tourism. For example, Georgia generated $4.5 billion in net income from tourism in 2024. Azerbaijan's local sources, on the other hand, state that the country's tourism income was $3.5 billion for the same year. Both Caucasian countries have similar architecture, local cuisine, and culture. Azerbaijan needs to do more to develop its tourism sector. Returning to Nizami Street, it has narrow roads as well as a wide square. The square is where you will find the greatest variety of people. Most of the tourists in the square are from Turkey, Russia, Pakistan, and India. The country is not yet well known by other communities around the world. In fact, Azerbaijan's first international recognition came after its success in the Eurovision Song Contest. They won in 2011 and hosted the contest the following year. Because of this, Azerbaijan has become better known in the last 10 years. If you look closely at Azerbaijanis, you can distinguish them from tourists. Most Azerbaijani men have thick eyebrows, dark or wheat-colored skin, and light stubble. Almost all men have brown eyes. It is very difficult to find Azerbaijani men with very light skin. The average height of these men is around 170 centimeters. They prefer to wear short-sleeved t-shirts and long jeans. Azerbaijani girls, on the other hand, are shorter than boys. On average, the girls were between 150 and 165 centimeters tall. Azerbaijani girls definitely have black hair and brown eyes. If you see an Azerbaijani with blue eyes, they probably have some ethnic connection to Russians. Similarly, Azerbaijani women are brunettes with wheat-colored skin. They definitely do not dress in a sexy way. I would describe the typical Azerbaijani woman's daily attire as long jeans, a strappy top, and a jacket. I have seen this combination many times in Baku. Similarly, women prefer long dresses to shorts or skirts. Another interesting thing I noticed about women in Baku is that some were walking hand in hand. At first, I thought it was a coincidence. But over the course of 3 days, I saw women holding hands in different parts of Baku. Please tell me in the comments if this has a special meaning. One more observation about the people there is that they generally don't seem very energetic. Both young and old people seem to live peaceful lives in Baku, but they have somewhat static expressions. They all generally have an air of tiredness and being overwhelmed. They seem mature and calm. They just don't seem very satisfied with their lives. Also, never throw trash on the ground in Baku. If you leave your trash on the ground instead of putting it in a garbage bin, you will be criticized by the locals. Azerbaijani people are sensitive about environmental issues and won't allow their city to be polluted. I can give you another example of this. In Baku, you will rarely see someone smoking while walking. They consider it disrespectful and rude to let cigarette ashes fall on the ground. Therefore, they do not want cigarette butts or ashes to end up on the ground. Notably, Azerbaijan was the first Muslim country to give women the right to vote and be elected. Women are valued and cherished in the country. In Azerbaijani society, women are never under the patronage of men. As individuals, women play active roles in society. The most significant indicator of this is that the vice president is a woman. Additionally, Azerbaijan is a secular country, meaning there is no religious regime. You will rarely, if ever, see a local woman wearing a turban in Azerbaijan. Except for Arab tourists, no one in Baku wears a turban, and nearly all Azerbaijani women wear their hair uncovered. Therefore, the country's foundation is not based on religious values, but social ones. This is why you will not come across many religious-looking people or religious structures while traveling in Baku. Despite having a population of 2.5 million, there are only around 20 mosques in the capital city. Azerbaijanis are socially secular and open-minded. Their constitution does not mention an official religion. Most Muslims are from the Shiite sect, and Orthodox Christians are present in the country due to Russian influence. The Azerbaijani people you see on the streets speak their native language. Their native Azerbaijani language has a melodious sound, like this Azerbaijani influencer, for example.
Salam, sizdə şirin ponçik var?
Yox, bizdə şirin ponçik yoxdur, amma başqa desertlərimiz var, baxa bilərsiniz.
Bəs şirin ponçik onda hardadır?
Məhsulu istifadə edəndən sonra çöldə qoymaq olmaz. Bunu zibil yeşiyini tapıb tulayırıq. Kağız, salfet, siqaret kötükləri və digər tullantıları yerə atmaq olmaz. Yanınızda zibil qutusu yoxdursa, tullantıları cibinizə və ya çantanıza qoyursunuz və zibil qutusu qarşınıza çıxan kimi tullayırsınız. Yox, əgər zibil qutusu qarşınıza çıxmadısa, tullantıları evə qədər aparırsınız və orada zibil qutusuna tullayırsınız.
The Azerbaijani spoken language has many phrases that are similar to Turkish. Geographical proximity and shared historical ties have always kept Turkey and Azerbaijan close. Therefore, the people of Turkey and Azerbaijan have no difficulty communicating with each other. Turkey even provides direct military aid to Azerbaijan during wars with Armenia. Azerbaijan, on the other hand, often provides housing assistance to Turkey during major disasters, such as earthquakes. Another language that Azerbaijanis can easily understand and speak is Russian. Both young people and adults in Azerbaijan know Russian well and can easily understand it. While traveling around Baku, you will hear Russian conversations among people who appear to be Azerbaijanis. Russians have been present in this region for hundreds of years and have left their mark on the Caucasus. If you take a look at the Azerbaijani flag, you will see it in many places in Baku. It has a visually peaceful and elegant design. It has 3 horizontal stripes with a crescent and star in the center. The blue color represents Turkishness, the green represents Islam, and the red represents civilization and peace. In Baku, Azerbaijani flags are often displayed alongside the Turkish flag. Azerbaijanis really love Turks. You will also see many families with children in Azerbaijan. Azerbaijani people give their children both Caucasian and Muslim names. Popular girl names include Mihriban, Nigar, Elnur, and Sevda. The most common boys' names are Ali, Yusuf, Omer, and Raul. When you are in Azerbaijan, you will clearly feel that it is one of the safest Muslim countries. In the capital city of Baku, there is almost no chance of crime or anything bad happening to you. Police patrol many important points in Baku. If they come across a crime, they are ready to intervene immediately. As long as you don't provoke the Azerbaijani people, no one will bother you. Even women can safely walk alone at night in Baku without encountering any trouble. The only issue that makes the Azerbaijani people angry is the Armenian issue. Azerbaijanis are absolutely intolerant of Armenians. The two peoples have been in an armed conflict for more than 30 years. Because of this conflict, many Azerbaijani citizens have suffered and lost relatives. Never talk about politics with them, especially regarding Armenia. Similarly, in Armenia, don't tell them you're Azerbaijani, and don't defend Azerbaijan. Both nations hate each other. If you avoid politics, however, the people of Azerbaijan are very hospitable and friendly to outsiders visiting their country. You won't experience any racism or theft while you're there. In Baku, the capital city, you are unlikely to encounter a single beggar. The people are not very wealthy, but they do not consider begging honorable. Even people in very bad economic situations try to make a living by selling simple items, such as handkerchiefs. Currently, the minimum monthly wage in Azerbaijan is 400 manat. According to an announcement by President Ilham Aliyev on the official state website, no business in the country can employ a worker for less than 400 manat. 400 manat is equivalent to 200 euros per month, which is extremely low compared to international salaries. However, when we spoke with shopkeepers, they said that almost no one works for the minimum wage. According to online sources, the average salary in Azerbaijan is now 1,000 manats, a 10% increase from last year. This is around 500 euros. For example, in Baku, we went to a well-known doner shop and had doner kebab. The senior waiter who served us said he earns 600 euros per month. He said that average salaries in the country range from 500 to 1,000 euros. By the way, the doner kebab is quite delicious, and you can eat there for 6 euros. Some locals find these salaries insufficient. They are right about this. Housing rents in Baku are extremely expensive. For example, the monthly rent for an average apartment in the capital is between 800 and 1,500 manat. In other words, you need to spend 400 to 500 euros on an apartment in Baku. At this price, it becomes difficult for a single employee to afford an apartment. Employees have to spend more than half of their salaries on rent. Due to the lack of job opportunities in Baku, many Azerbaijanis migrate to Iran, Turkey, and Russia to find work. Now, let's look at the prices of a few staples in Baku grocery stores. For example, cheeses that weigh an average of half a kilogram in the country are sold for between 8 and 10 manat, or about 5 euros. Vacuum-packed processed cheeses can cost as little as 2 to 3 euros. You can buy a beer for an average of 5 manat or 2 euros. One small bottle of water costs half a manat. Prices for packages of heat-treated meat products range from 4 to 10 manat. The price per kilogram of products such as bananas and oranges is about 4 manat or 2 euros. Russian vodka at the supermarket costs between 10 and 30 manat per bottle. Even worse, most of the people you see on the streets are struggling to find jobs. This is because job opportunities in Azerbaijan are limited. The country is only 35 years old and is still developing. In a developing country like this one, it is not yet able to create enough jobs. While young men commonly work in service sectors such as waiting tables, older men try to earn money by driving taxis. According to taxi drivers, their biggest source of income is Arab tourists. They say that if Arab tourists do not come, they will face great economic difficulties. Women try to find jobs in restaurants, perfume shops, cafes, and tourist agencies on Nizami Street. As you walk down Nizami Street, you will often see men and women approaching you to try to sell you something. Most of these people are selling city tour packages. There are also people who want to make money from street monkeys. They put the monkeys on your lap and ask for 10 euros for 5 minutes of petting or taking photos with the monkey. There is no ban on the commercial marketing of animals in Azerbaijan because the police do not get involved. Interestingly, Azerbaijan is a country with natural gas and oil reserves. There are even famous oil and gas brands such as Sokar. Moreover, the population is not very dense. Shouldn't every citizen of a country with 10 million people and rich oil and gas reserves be wealthy? Citizens of other oil-rich countries such as Qatar, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates, which have similar populations, are extremely wealthy. Because of this, Arabs are respected and honored all over the world. They can travel freely and luxuriously all over the world. Even European countries no longer require visas from them. These oil-rich countries with small populations have high-status passports and live ultra-luxurious lives. Azerbaijan is known as the land of fire because of its abundant natural gas and oil. However, there is another reason why it is called the land of fire. In the past, Azerbaijani society was Zoroastrian and worshipped fire. In the mountainous regions of the country, there are flames that have burned unabated for thousands of years. These natural gas chimneys and oil seeps are the biggest proof that the country's territory is bursting with wealth. However, if you examine an Azerbaijani passport, you will see that its value is extremely low for a country rich in natural gas and oil. Currently, Azerbaijani citizens can travel to only 34 countries without a visa, and 49 countries offer electronic visas upon arrival. 112 countries require Azerbaijani citizens to apply for a visa. These countries include popular destinations such as European countries, the United States, and the United Kingdom. Without a visa, Azerbaijani citizens can only travel to neighboring countries such as Russia, Georgia, Turkey, and Iran. Now, let's take a break from discussing life in Azerbaijan and focus on what to eat in Baku. Some traditional dishes you can taste in Baku are lula kebab, dolma, Baku salad, meat and rice dishes, and a type of bread called chorek. While we were there, we sat in a traditional restaurant and ordered some of these dishes. For the kebabs and meat dishes, they only use lamb. They don't use a mixture of meat from different animals. This may be a very tasty choice for some people. However, some people don't like lamb because of its strong odor. The stuffed leaves are juicy, and the stuffing is made with lamb meat instead of rice. Their dishes are tasty, but they combine almost all of them with red meat. This may disappoint those who don't like meat. For 2 people, they charge 70 manat, which is about 35 euros. I think these prices are normal for an average of 4 main courses. Moreover, traditional restaurants offer live music to entertain you. Therefore, Azerbaijan will satisfy you in terms of both taste and price. The easiest place to find traditional restaurants in Baku is the Old City. It is located at the end of Nizami Street in a hilly area called İçeri Şehir. So don't think of Baku as just a modern city. The Old City district is home to important Azerbaijani sites, including mosques, inns, fortress walls, and palaces. It's a must-visit area for tourists. The businesses in the Old City are willing to host you, and the people are really friendly. They won't try to scam you, they just want to provide tourist services. Some will offer you sweets from their shops and sell them to you. Others will charge you 5 euros to take a photo with them in traditional clothing. The historical monuments in the Old City are usually shades of yellow and made of stone. This special area also has an architectural wonder called the Maiden's Tower, the oldest and most valuable structure in Baku still standing. There are wonderful spots in the Old City where tourists like to take pictures. The area is very clean, and tourists should definitely visit. The only thing I don't like about the old town is that cars can enter it. This prevents you from fully immersing yourself in the atmosphere while exploring and spoils your enjoyment. You can also easily observe Azerbaijan's famous burning flame architecture in the Old City. The flame towers are built on one of the highest points in Baku and can be seen from the Old City and other parts of the city. Consisting of 3 towers, the flame towers are the most iconic symbols of Baku and Azerbaijan. Construction of this landmark was completed in 2013 at a cost of 400 million euros. If you visit Baku at night, you should definitely watch the colorful flame tower light shows. If you're tired of the crowded city atmosphere and want some fresh air, Baku has you covered. There is a place called Baku Boulevard in the southern part of the city where you can walk along the coastal road for 4 kilometers. If walking is too tiring, there is also a bicycle path along the coast. These bike paths are full of cyclists and people on electric scooters at all hours of the day. In the evening, you can find people playing music, taking walks, and enjoying amusement park rides on the beach. You can also find shopping malls and an artificial Venice along this coastline. The city has created an artificial Venice for tourists. In this area, there is a pool filled with water where local people can take you around in boats. They charge 25 manet for a 20-minute tour. These tours are recommended for those who want a peaceful day. Apart from that, you can have fun however you like in Baku's cafe district. This is where the most elite women and wealthy men in Azerbaijan spend time. You can enjoy quality food and beverages at a cafe. If you want to have fun, there are music stages set up in the alley behind the cafes at night to entertain the public. We attended one of these events and tried to understand the rhythm of the scene. There were a lot of young people who were there to have fun. Everyone seemed very friendly, energetic, and open to meeting new people. Azerbaijani women especially looked well-groomed and beautiful, even in their everyday clothes. If you're feeling lonely, you can try finding friends in social spaces like these in Baku. I'm sure you'll find people willing to talk to you. Of course, you should take care of yourself a little bit for this. Also, places frequented by wealthy individuals are filled with extremely luxurious cars. Judging by the crowds gathered in the square, such street events are clearly popular in Baku. Stylish, well-groomed people of all ages flock to music venues looking for fun and stress relief. Most of these people are between 18 and 40 years old. In Baku, it's not only the tourist attractions that attract your attention, but also the city's roads. In the city center, wide multi-lane roads have been built, allowing hundreds of vehicles to pass on one road at a time. However, the city lacks traffic culture regarding the use of cars. In fact, if you stroll on Baku's main streets, you will often hear honking horns. People have little tolerance for each other and no patience for waiting. Everyone wants to move quickly and honks at the cars in front of them. Similarly, drivers are not very respectful of pedestrians and drive aggressively. If there is no traffic light at a crosswalk, many drivers do not stop to let pedestrians cross. As a pedestrian, you have to wait for fewer cars before crossing the road. Drivers also often try to pass each other. Between the airport and the city center of Baku, taxi drivers often honk their horns and drive right up to the vehicles in front of them. A similar situation occurred in Tbilisi, Georgia, where locals were driving recklessly. Apart from private cars, you can reach your destinations in Baku with these colorful buses. What struck me about both the municipal buses and the private cars is how many Chinese brand cars there are on the road. It seems that Chinese car brands care about and have expanded their market in Azerbaijan. Almost all of the new vehicles on the road are Chinese brands. These vehicles are both inexpensive and luxurious. The most common Chinese brand vehicle I saw in Baku was made by BYD. Another transportation option in Baku is the metro system. In my opinion, every city with a population over 1 million should have a metro system. They relieve traffic to a great extent. The Baku subway system runs completely underground. In other words, it is not like the rail systems in Balkan countries that run above ground. The Baku subway provides fast, uninterrupted service underground. In places like the subway, Azerbaijani men always give up their seats for women. Women have priority on public transportation, and men stand up to give them their seats. Additionally, if you want to flirt with an Azerbaijani woman, the man must pay the bill. You can buy single-use metro cards from the city center for only 2 manat or €1. Taking the metro from the city center to the Haydar Aliyev Cultural Center and back will cost you only €2. That's much cheaper than taking a taxi. This museum is another iconic symbol of Baku and Azerbaijan. This museum exhibits the country's classical values. In contrast, taxis charge 30 manats from the city center to the airport. That's equivalent to €15, which is expensive. However, if you bargain, they may agree to take you 25 kilometers for 25 manat. I think the Baku metro should be extended to the airport. There are many more things to discuss about Baku and Azerbaijan. For now, though, I think this will suffice. See you in the next video.